All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another conversation. Welcome to It's Time to Have a Conversation, or It's Time for a Conversation. Eventually, I'm going to get the name of my own podcast right. So don't y'all worry. I got a special treat for y'all tonight. Joining me tonight for a conversation, one of my longtime friends. You're going to hear me say that a lot in this podcast. I have a wonderful network of individuals, of friends, of family, that are involved in so many different areas. And this one right here is a special one for me. It's one of my first friends in high school.
Facts.
We unfortunately didn't get to finish high school. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But also from the Bronx, New York, of Puerto Rican descent.
Yes, and Cuban.
Yeah. Can't forget that. Is my guy. He's an entrepreneur. He has his hands in many, many different fields, and we're going to talk about that tonight. But this is my guy, my brother, Joshua Chec, Pacheco.
Ooh, pulled up
guy, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, what is it going on is a question, bro. But nothing much, man. First off, thank you for having me on this podcast, man. I was extremely honored when you reached out, and I've been looking forward to this, bro. I love to always have a platform where I can tell people my story, what I would recommend for them to do, and whatever it is that they want to do, and I'm looking forward to this, man. So thank you again, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking out the time. I know with us barbers, Tuesdays is usually those days that we don't really work. So for you to just take this time out and record with me, I really appreciate this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely. Now that you say Mondays and Tuesdays are slow days, I was literally just thinking about a week ago, yo, man, I think I should just take Mondays and Tuesdays off. Because I'm working on Sunday. I've always worked Sundays, but I was so busy Sundays. I eventually took off because I wanted time to myself. I was missing out on family stuff.
Right.
I had to sacrifice.
Right.
But now I'm back on it, and I'm like, well, one day off kind of ain't enough. So I think I'm about to close out Tuesdays, y'all.
Absolutely.
Disclaimer.
Absolutely. And I'm going to have Chec's information on the YouTube and on the Spotify. So if you're looking for a barber in the New York City area or in Riverdale specifically, Chec is your man. He's going to be able to hook you up.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Absolutely.
I got a question for you. I want to get started with this.
What's up?
If I gave you a blank book with a pen and I asked you to write the title of the first chapter of that book, and this book is about your life, what would the title of that chapter be?
Wow. That's a very deep question, man. I'd have to really sit and think, but if I can on the spot, as generic as it sounds, I don't want to say the beginning, but I feel like that's just what it should be called, as cliche and basic as it does sound, because that's truly what it is. I feel like when you speak about the first chapter of anyone's life, it truly is the beginning of whatever it is, even if it's not about birth necessarily. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'd probably say the beginning, or let's begin, somewhere along those lines, where it kind of emphasizes the start of this amazing story, as once again cliche as it may sound.
Where does your story start for you?
Well, which story? I guess I'd say my story would start in the barbershop on Marion and 198. My family used to live around there. I used to go there 5 days a week with my family. It was my grandmother's side, all my cousins and stuff. And as a child, Jeff, I was just always so intrigued with what my barber was doing to my hairline, right? I'd feel him put the water, which is super horrible. We don't do that anymore, right? Yeah, super old school. He'll spray water on my head, and then he'll just bring the razor down. But with each glide of the blade, I felt hair being cut off, and as a kid, I'm just like, what is he doing and why is he doing it? So I'd say when I was about 7, maybe even 8, between 6 and 8 years old, man, in a barbershop on 198th Street and Marion Avenue, which is right off of Fordham Road. Shout out to my guy Gringo. I think he's still a barber. He cuts my uncle's hair, and I believe he still is located on 198th and Marion. And if not, he sold the shop, but he was there for at least 2 decades. So I'd say 7 to 9 in a barbershop.
Very good. Very good. What is the barbershop has many different elements to it. It's not just you getting a haircut. It really is an experience, depending on what it is that you are getting.
Absolutely.
So out of the favorite things that you have in the barbershop setting, what is it that you most look forward to once you're there? For some people, it's the conversations, it's getting away from family and being able to talk, about your boys or talking about your girls, something stressing you out, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
For some people, it's the self-care portion where they just want to get pampered, and that's their time to kind of get away and get the self-care that they need. So for you as a barber, what is your favorite part of this experience?
Well, as a barber, man, I'd say I think my favorite experience is just, and the stuff that I look forward to is a conversation with my client, right? Every single cut is a new conversation. And I see my clients every 2 to 3 weeks. And I think that's the best part about it. But then there are some days when my clients don't want to talk, and I'm perfectly fine with that, right? I would say another thing that I look forward to is the reaction of the cut. I've been cutting people for years, and there's nothing like seeing a huge smile or a confidence boost instantly in the mirror when they see their haircut. I'd have to say that trumps the conversation, to be honest. So I think just the reaction of the client after the cut is what I look most forward to, man, because there's nothing like making people feel great through the power of cutting hair. It's a beautiful thing.
What was that aha moment for you when you gave that first cut that might have not been perfect in anyone else's eyes, but for you, you perfected this cut. Like, this is my signature cut. Like, this is the best cut that I've done at this shop at this time right here. What was that moment for you?
Oh man, I'd say every single day, bro. You know what I mean? every day, every day. I mean, you can relate, right?
Listen, we gonna check the facts. You gonna look at my man's page. Yo, he's not lying.
You're gonna see the development, right? I'd say the aha moment, it happened when I started to really take barbering seriously. Now let's get into that real quick. I was in college pursuing a communication degree. I was going to be a news reporter. I worked at Fox 5, intern, the whole nine. My 5-year plan, I'm going to graduate college, work with my father for a few, and then work at News 12, and then become a news anchor for News 12 and go on national, international level. That was the goal, right? I had an interview at News 12. Everything was going perfect. Unfortunately, I didn't get the job, and I had a conversation with my mentor who goes by the name of Mars, who is a barber currently in Beverly Hills, California. Shout out to the Mars Touch. When I didn't get that job, I spoke to him and he said, let me ask you a question. If you can choose one career, what are you going to take serious? And after that interview, I was very discouraged. I said barbering, and he goes, that's it now. That's it. Pursue that. Because when you have a plan A and plan B, while people say that's great, plan A will never, ever, ever get fully executed as long as it does not have your 100% focus. Not 99%, 100%. And when he said that, that's when I was like, wow, okay, this is it. And then the next day, I gave maybe about like 7-8 haircuts, and that was it. I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I wanted to do this, man. And I saw how great I was getting. I saw the confidence that people were having after my haircuts. I seen the loyalty from people that I started cutting hair 4 years before that in college, literally cutting them up. Like, they're still in my chair. I'd say that conversation was probably the aha moment where I was like, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm going to do.
What has been, I guess, the worst moment for you as a barber, where you made a second guess, like, damn, I don't know if I actually want to do this or not?
Very simple. Not making no money. Okay? So I was grateful enough to obtain the opportunity to work besides Mars. And, I'm watching this guy. He's already 10 years in the game at this point when I started, maybe like 8 years. I just graduated college. I just left my dad's job. I left a steady income, whether it was $200 a week or whatever the case may be. I left steady money. And I would sit days on end cutting maybe 3 people. We're talking like in a 5-day span of me being in a barbershop for at least 25 hours. I've only cut 5 people, and I'm watching 5 people walk out of Mars's chair in one day, every day. Mm-hmm. So I guess that was like one of the most discouraging times as a barber. And this was all in the beginning, by the way, Jeff. This wasn't middle. I've had a lot of moments where I'm like, is this really for me? But this was the first one. I made no money that week, and I still had to pay rent. I didn't even make my booth rent, which was $125 or $200 at that time. Imagine that. Yeah. So when I couldn't pay my booth rent of $200, it kind of made me feel like, wow, am I really gonna do this? I went to school for communication. I speak well. I've been in the newsroom before. Let me just keep applying. Like, do I really want to do this? And then what happens? The next week, I cut 5 people in one day. To the next day, Mars was out. I cut a couple of his clients. Cool. I got some walk-ins, got some kids. They were excited. They loved the cut. Cool. They came back. And then, it just started getting better. And then I did have one when I went to the city, right? I was paying an extremely higher amount of rent. And kind of the same thing happened, right? So my clientele wasn't coming to Midtown. Rent was still coming in, but money wasn't. And I'm just there like, wow, is this really like what I'm going to continue doing? I'm about to be 30. Granted, I had other sources of income, but they weren't really putting a lot of more money in my pockets. Like, I would say cutting hair is my bread and butter, for lack of a better term. And yeah, I guess when you're not making money, it really puts you in that mentality, Jeff, of like, is this really for me? You know, because when you have a job where you have security, where you have a salary, you know money's coming in. You take a sick day, you're still gonna get paid. I can't take sick days. So it's frustrating when I'm perfectly fine health-wise, but I'm not making money, you know?
You know, and I think that's the struggle for a lot of people that want to get into barbering early on. They see the more experienced barbers having the fast cars, having all the flashy clothes, having the clientele, the celebrity clients, but they seldom kind of miss out on the early parts, that struggle piece that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Not having as many clients.
Doesn't happen overnight.
You know, being that barber that's kind of like in the back of the room, and everyone knows when you walk in the barbershop, the barber that's in the back, you don't go to that person kind of thing. So that's definitely understandable in the world of barbering. What advice would you give to anyone who wants to get into barbering and really wants to take it seriously, who wants to take the craft seriously, who really wants to take barbering to the next level? What advice would you give to someone that wants to get involved?
So if I can give advice to anyone who wants to get involved in the barber world, I'd say number one, make sure this is what you want to do and make sure you're in it for the long run. And you have to have tough skin. You have to be a people's person. I don't care what anyone says. You do need to know how to speak to people, how to make people feel comfortable, and how to cater to people, because this is a service job. So if you don't want to do any of that, if you're not willing to commit to any of those things, please do not pursue this. This is not for you, and that's fine. Now, for anyone willing to pursue this, tough skin, you need it. You're going to get denied. People are going to not like haircuts. People are not going to want to pay for things. People, family members are going to ask for free things every single day. Entitlement comes with service stuff, unfortunately. Be ready for that. Be ready to sit down and not make any money. It's just a reality. But persevere. You know, this is all creating character at the same time, because you're not going to be slow forever, but you got to give it time. You have to, what a lot of people like to say, trust the process. You know, so that's what I'd say to them, Jeff. Like, just trust the process. That's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? I've been there. We've all been there. Even my mentor Mars. Anyone who's successful, man, in any field, for that matter, from doctors to rappers to movie stars, this doesn't happen overnight. For some people, on the rare occasion, it does happen overnight. But that's exactly why it's rare. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, yeah? So be prepared to, fail sometimes, but they're not failures. They're just lessons learned. It's really all about perspective at the end of the day, Jeff.
Absolutely. I got one last question for you with barbering, and then we'll switch gears into one of your other loves, baseball. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years with barbering? I know, knowing you personally, I know the end goal is not for you to be cutting forever.
Yeah.
You have too big a mind to do that, and that's no knock to barbers who have been cutting for 30 plus, 40 plus years. But knowing you personally, I know you're someone that loves to do different things. So what does the 5 to 10 year plan look like for you as it pertains to barbering?
Yeah, thank you, man. So as for 5 years, I plan on really making a stamp in the Bronx. Yes, New York City as a whole, but specifically the Bronx, okay? I, to my knowledge, am the first barber in the Bronx who is providing a service in a space like this. There are other spots that might have some sort of feel, but they might be personal apartments, which is fine. There might be a garage, which is fine. Like, I'm in a salon suite. This is the first of its kind in 231st, Phoenix Salon Suites, Riverdale. And I've done 3 years in Midtown, so, But all of that to say, I want to make a brand. I want to make a stamp in the Bronx in the next 5 years. And in 10, I want to possibly go brick and mortar, meaning like be on the floor, have a couple of chairs, and or branch out to another major city or two and open a studio Chec there, because studio Chec is the place where we define grooming is for the modern man, and we are really pushing the image of luxury and elegance at an affordable rate, but not only in the Bronx. I want to be Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the whole New York City, Atlanta, Houston, Miami, Los Angeles, everywhere, bro. So 5 years, stamp in the Bronx. 10 years, stamp in another city.
Absolutely, and it's definitely gonna happen. I see it.
No, thank you, bro. I hope so, man.
I already see it.
I hope so, brother. I hope so. Let's see.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Let's switch gears into one of your other loves,
Let's
baseball.
do it.
I know baseball means a lot to you.
It does.
You've been playing it for quite a while.
My whole life.
Give me your top 5, your specific top 5 baseball players all time.
God, does it got to be in a specific order?
No order.
All right, obviously Derek Jeter, can never go wrong with the Yankees captain. Shout out to the New York Yankees. I'm clearly a New York Yankees fan. We got the Yankee candle up there. Yankees to the day I die. That's simple. Derek Jeter, my idol, Ivan Rodriguez.
Pudge.
Okay, oh, of course, Pudge cannot ever go wrong. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is gonna sound crazy coming from a Yankee fan, but I really love David Ortiz, man. I love him as a ball player. You know,
Me too.
you come on, like you can't.
Yeah.
He's just the man.
Yeah.
He's the man. Oh man, there's so many players, bro. Who else? Ichiro Suzuki, just a Japanese god, man. He is the man. I mean, 3,000 plus hits in not only the MLB, but in Japanese professional baseball. We're talking about 6,000 plus hits from one individual, man. It's ridiculous. And let me think. Mariano Rivera. Love me some Mariano Rivera, man. He's the man. Best closer. Best saver in the game. You know, can't really go wrong with that. And yeah, bro, that's a tough question. Because obviously a Yankee fan, I'm going to be pretty biased from most Yankee players.
Sure.
But I'm a baseball fan first. You know what I'm saying? I'm a baseball fan first. So yeah, that's top 5 right now that I could think of. But there's plenty of more that I'm not thinking of right now.
That's a good list off the fly, brother.
Come on, man.
How did you first get into baseball? How did it become one of your first loves?
My dad used to play ball along with his 4 brothers or my uncles. And I want to say the first time I remember actually playing baseball was in T-ball. I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. I played over here not too far from here, actually, on West 231st and Bailey Avenue at Kingsbridge Little League. And shoot, man, I remember my first baseball jersey ever was a yellow jersey. It said Kingsbridge T-ball. Forgot what number I was, but I remember learning stuff like the alligator, like how to catch a ground ball.
Nice.
I remember I was throwing, the ball against the gate, and this is like a fake softball, but I was beaming it, and I got the ball stuck a couple times at the gate, so I felt like the man. I was like, oh, I'm the best out here. But I fell in love with the game, man, at a very young age, and I still play to this day. I play in a men's league, part of the team called the Harlem Highs. I played 1 season with them. I'm thinking of revisiting them this spring. But yeah, man, that's my first love. And then obviously I went to Yankee Stadium a few times. I mean, my dad and my mother at times would take me out of school early just to go to a Yankee game. So it was so fun, man. I'm going into class for an hour and a half. I get called to the principal's office for an emergency. My dad tells me something in my ear. I'm like questioning him on the walk to the car, and then he just whips out the Yankee tickets. You know what I mean? So it's like memories like that make me not only love the sport, but love the team and just love everything about baseball. So yeah, man.
Excellent. And I'm glad that you're still playing. I hope you go back to the league.
Nah.
Do some damage, brother.
I hope so too, man. These knees is getting older, but I stand up all day. I'm still a catcher, so you feel me? But I'll figure it out.
Absolutely. Do you remember your first baseball game, like your first Yankee game that you went to?
Unfortunately, I gotta say no, but I do remember some moments. I remember Raul Mondesi playing right field at one point, him waving at me, saying what's up. I remember Derek Jeter was warming up, and it was a family event. We went to a regular Yankee game, but we went as a family, my father, my mother, my sister, and I. And my sister has the same birthday as Derek Jeter. She played shortstop, Derek Jeter, same color eyes, all that. She loves Derek Jeter. Bro, so he's coming close to us, and we're at the right field line, by the way. And, see Derek Jeter. He waited, he turned around, goes like this, and my sister apparently tinkled a little bit. You feel me? She got so excited. Shout out to Chelsea. Shout out to my sister. But that's just a memory, bro, that I'll never forget, because I'm like, girl, you are so dramatic. But I get it, I get it. It's Derek Jeter. But yeah, bro, so I don't remember my first Yankee game ever, but I do have a lot of different moments. I was in the suites with a couple of my teammates on a Yankees-Red Sox game when Melky Cabrera, look at these names, man. Melky Cabrera jumped over the left field wall and stole a home run for Manny Ramirez. Oh, my goodness. That was crazy.
Legendary.
But that was one of the most electric games I've been to, but I do have to say the most electric game I've been to was a sad one. 2024 World Series Game 3 at Yankee Stadium when Fat Joe came out and completely butchered that performance.
That was not good.
Freddie Freeman, first inning, wow, 2-run home run. Oh my goodness. And I'm not gonna lie, I was with my buddy Kenneth, shout out to Kenneth, and we were in the 400 section, and that ball was hit directly under us, and that shit shifted the whole momentum of the game. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But damn. Unfortunately, that's a very good but bad memory at the same time.
You're right. You're absolutely right. How do you feel with the whole Juan Soto thing, the way that played out? I had a feeling he was gonna leave anyway. I didn't think he was coming back. I felt like they were trying to sell him on this dream of being like this legendary Yankee, being in Monument Park, and I'm just like, I don't see it with him. Like, he's a young dude. He's already won the World Series. I don't think that's what he wants. I think to us New Yorkers, wearing the pinstripe actually means something. But for him, I think he has other interests.
I think he wanted that, but he wanted more, which he wasn't going to get because we have the best hitter in MLB, Aaron Judge.
That's right.
It's literally that simple. But I understand it's a business at the end of the day. Shout out to the Mets for signing one of the best DHs to ever play the game. Okay, he's going to be a DH in 3-4 years. I'm telling you right now. It's that simple. I think everyone was overpaying him. I personally don't think he's worth over $700,000 at all. His defense is ass. His arm is his speed is great. Bat is amazing. Eye at the plate is phenomenal. Will not deny that, but that's exactly why he's going to be a DH in a few years. Am I a little sad that he left and went to the Mets? Of course, to an extent. Right now, he's a little brother. But it is what it is. Good luck to you guys. Okay, welcome to a team. Well, welcome to the feeling of a team that get money. You know what I'm saying? Because the New York Yankees. What are you gonna do? But yeah, bro. So it is what it is. It's cool, man. It's cool. We're the better pinstripes, and he knows that. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Do you feel like the Yankees can go back this year?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. We have some decent pickups. I think we could do some damage. And what we really need to do as a squad is begin to build players. The Yankees have this mentality that, let's buy old names. Let's buy old names. They got the experience. While experience does matter in sports to an extent, you got to learn how to come from in-house too, and you got to learn how to sacrifice a couple of years for some chips in the future. And I feel like the Yankees don't do that. But we have been dabbling in that little by little. We got Jason Dominguez, who I hope we bring up this year to get some more PT, kind of replace Juan Soto in that aspect. I mean, we picked up Bellinger, great pickup, cool. Not mad at that. So I do think we can go back this year. I do believe we will be a contender for the World Series, without a doubt. But let's see, man. Only time can tell. 162 games. Let's hope we stay healthy all the way and, bring home another pennant and hopefully another chip.
Absolutely. Let's see what happens. I want to talk about this new venture that you've been on with the DJ.
Oh, let's get to it. Yeah.
Where did that come from? Like, I remember just scrolling on Instagram one day and I'm like, this man is in Mama Juana DJ? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, man. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so I've been around house music my whole life. Literally my whole life. My dad used to DJ. He used to be a hip-hop, reggae, and house music DJ. My uncles were always in the scene. My dad was DJing the parties they were going to. So I've always been around music. In college, I was, always in the party scene, and, I was a jock, whatever the case may be. I was, playing baseball. I was president of my cohort. I was everywhere with everyone, but I was having a good time at the end of the day. But I was always the one, kind of providing the music, dabbling in DJ. So I downloaded Virtual DJ. I would, virtually DJ on the screen. Open format, which means, hip-hop, rap, all genres. And then my roommate from college, HP, shout out HP, he acquainted with our buddy named Bodega. Shout out Bodega, La Casa Bomba, you already know. And Bodega started DJing at first. HP was like, yo, let me dabble in it as well. And then I told HP, I'm like, yo, bro, since I already fake know, a pinky, I don't got all 10 toes in there, but I got maybe a pinky nail in there. Let me fuck around and get involved too. And I did, man. In the past 2 years, I've just been in Pirate Studio, just DJing. They have a full club set up, watching videos, learning about the music, practicing, shit like that, bro. Next thing you know, we're in some small venues. We're doing private parties. And one of my very good friends, a client of mine as well, Romy, shout out BMW Romy, he does all of the Mama Juana Dykeman parties on Saturdays. So we had a conversation during a haircut, and I'm like, yo, bro, let's bring house music to Dykeman. Let's reintroduce this wonderful genre to its people, because the house music I play a lot of deep house, Latin house, Afro Latin. Not just myself, but my crew,
sure.
That I'm a part of, Bodega HP. And we play a lot of familiar. We play songs with a lot of familiar instruments that are in our everyday, culture music, from salsa to merengue to whatever the case may be. So it's not generic house where it's it sounds robotic-y and super electric. This is house with rhythm,
right.
So he loved the idea. And La Casa Bomba threw an event there. It was HP, Bodega, and myself. And it was one of the most successful nights Mama Juana ever had in Dykeman, which is very, very good to say. And yeah, that kind of lit a little fire in Dykeman. They were doing some house stuff. There is now some house nights sporadically throughout Dykeman. But my boy Bodega has really been in the scene, putting in a lot of footwork, attending parties, networking with tons of people, DJing at events, whether it's at a a known venue or something on the come up or even the afties, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where it's a side hobby, but I'm also a little too old to be bullshitting hobbies. So I'm gonna invest my time and energy into it wisely if it does things for me. And DJing has opened some doors. It has allowed me to shake hands and rub shoulders with the right people, and not only for DJing but also for haircutting purposes. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, this is my bread and butter. So I'm always going to incorporate, I'm a barber, into whatever it is that I do, because one thing that there will always be a demand of is haircuts. Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, man, that's how the DJing thing came about. But I've always been like sort of into it when I was younger, but now that I'm older and I can afford to do things, I'm fully invested, man. You know what I mean? I love it. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Where does this versatility come from in terms of just you being interested in so many things and doing so many things? I think it's one thing to be interested in something and not actually put action behind it. But for you, you're like, I'm interested in DJing, I'm gonna do it. I'm interested in barbering, I'm gonna do it. Where does the versatility come from for you?
I get bored sometimes, bro. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get bored. And also, I believe in myself so much. Like, I'm such a powerful person, bro. Yeah. In the energetic, spiritual way. Like, not on some do this for me, do that for me. Yeah. Power has many facets, many faces. And it's limitless to us, bro. We just got to know how to enable it, really know how to unlock it. And for me, it's just believing in myself. So my thing is, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, like you said. And I'm going to put my all. And because I already know, okay, I said I'm going to do this and I've done it, because I've done that a few times, it's like, what next? Like, what can I do next? But whatever's next is always going to be bigger and better. But the risk is going to be way greater, but so is the reward. And a lot of people are afraid of that word, risk, right? One thing with me, Jeff, is I don't like to fear the unknown. You can't fear the unknown. You can only know what's behind that door if you open it. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, you could have been through the door, Jeff, and you could have told me everything you've experienced. But once I open that door, I'm not you. I'm me. I'm going to have my own experience. So whatever you tell me, I can take in, but I won't never know until I truly do it. And that's my thing. And I'm so opposed to the what if mentality. Jeff, I don't want to be, I'm turning 30 this year, but say I didn't do something at 23, right? I don't want to turn 32 and like, damn, mm-hmm. I should have done that. Yo, what if I would have done that? Mm-hmm. What if I would have done this, And I think that's the main factor as to why I do all of these things. But I guess the versatility just comes from me wanting to do a lot of things too, Jeff. Like, I want to be a person who knows how to do anything and everything. And if I can't, I know someone who can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that people don't realize is us as humans, we hold value. I want to be a very valuable person to everyone around me, right? Jeff, for example, I might not be of value in one facet of your life, but in barbering I am, mm-hmm. right? And some video stuff I am, correct? Mm-hmm. Right? I think you could say that. Absolutely. And same with you with me. You get what I mean? Like, I remember one time we were talking about the school stuff. You're like, yo, I'm gonna put you on. You put me on that same day, immediately. Mm-hmm. You gave me an opportunity to further develop myself, not only as a barber, but as a man. Mm-hmm. And that's what's...
And you did the same thing for me.
I
did? Just right back. Remember, we started cutting at your
that is true.
Your uncle's or your cousin's school.
My uncle. It was
your uncle's too. Yeah. And it's been 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm. And that's coming this year too. So be prepared. But the versatility just comes from me wanting to do a lot of different things, bro. And I want to be of value to people. That's what it comes down to.
Do you feel like you've made it in life?
Nah, I'm far from it, bro. I could be 99 with 33 grandkids, 17 children, all the money in the world, bro. I ain't make it. There's still so much to go. There's always room for improvement, man. I'm a firm believer in that. I made it once I die, bro. And then by then I won't really know, will I? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and for me, it's really about the legacy that I leave too, man. And what I'm doing now. The legacy comes secondhand. I really want to focus on what I'm doing now, the value that I have for people, and the impact that I have on them in any aspect of their lives. And then comes the legacy, but I'm not focused on the legacy. I'm focused on now, bro,
How do you plan your day to day with you being involved in so much stuff? What does your calendar look like? How do you plan? How do you schedule?
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm like not that much of an organized person when it comes to stuff like that, and that's something I got to work on. But recently, I have been utilizing my calendar on my phone. The most important calendar is my scheduling calendar. That's the first calendar I look at, and then I go according to that. So if that kind of answers your question, but my calendar does look crazy in the sense of there's a bunch of different bills every single day. You know what I mean? I'll probably pay like 2 different bills every single week, which is so crazy to think of.
Yeah.
And it's little stuff like my gym membership or my fucking speaker membership or, a toilet paper subscription that I have with Amazon. It's little stuff like that, bro, but it adds up. But I work hard for what I have and what I do. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I kind of just go about it on, day by day, go with the flow. I got to make sure it benefits me in some way, shape, or form. And then it'll go on my calendar, and that's it.
Are there any new projects that you're working on or any new ventures that we can expect?
Absolutely. So I'm working on rebranding Beard Chec, which is an all-natural beard oil. I do plan on coming back out with my clothing brand, Great Day Apparel. I recently obtained a new logo for Studio Chec. That's going to be put on the wall within a couple of weeks. What else? Tons of more content. I'm going to be putting way more content out on Instagram, and I've been utilizing TikTok as well. But as I was telling you off camera before, I'm just trying to figure out like a cool template. You know what I mean? I understand that, the attention span of most of us is very, very short, especially as we get older and as the kids develop with technology. You need to sell your product, in 5 seconds. So, and that could be taken literally or figuratively, however you want to take it, right? Because there are some things that are 5 seconds and we've congested so much in that 5 seconds. We're like, yeah, we want that, versus watching something for 50 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just working on figuring that out to help the brand. But look forward to Beard Chec, Great Day Apparel, and the possible return of the Checkbox, which is my podcast.
Okay.
But maybe a different variation of it.
Nice.
I have something in here, bro, and I've had it for a few years, and I've seen other barbers do it, and a lot of people are doing it now. Shout out to Vic Blends, man, because Vic Blends is really that motherfucker, man. I've been watching him since he was in a shop in Atlanta. And the concept that he's doing now, I've had the idea 2 years before he even started to come big. Not to say, I'm not a hater. I'm actually inspired by him. But I kind of have, something like that in the works, chop it up with Chec. So that's coming soon, man.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy to hear that, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'll get you out of here on this. Is there any particular advice that you can give to someone who wants to be in your shoes, in the sense that they want to be involved in so many things, but they may not know how to necessarily go about it? They may be afraid to take that first step. What advice can you give to someone that wants to be, the way I kind of describe you is that you're very business-oriented kind of dude. You're very much on the go, but it's I want to be involved in multiple businesses, and I want to see them all flourish and grow. What type of advice would you give to someone that wants to be in those same shoes?
I would say, first off, whatever it is you're pursuing, make sure you love it. Don't like it. Don't do it because it's good money. You need to love this. I wake up every single day so happy to come to work, even if I have one client. And I wake up the same way knowing I have a full day of work, right? Love what you do. Have a why. Also, understand that one thing that comes with being, for lack of a better term, split so thin, or stretching yourself so thin, is sacrifice. Okay, now a lot of people don't really understand what that means. People just think, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do this for 2 days, and no, it's really you're not gonna see family for some time. You're gonna miss out on birthdays. You're gonna miss out on things that you've been wanting to do for some time, but this is more important now because it's your life. So understand that that's gonna come. Some relationships may mend, some may break, but at the end of the day, you'll know who the real ones are when they're still there with you 5 years from now, enjoying the rewards of the decisions you've made now. You get what I'm saying? So, stay resilient, stay strong, and stay stern on your word, man. That's one thing that I try to always do is, if I say something, I'm gonna do it. And if I lose people on the way, it is what it is. And that's a very tough reality to accept and come down to, because I have lost very good friends, and not just because of me owning businesses and shit, but it's almost like a sub factor that comes with, for lack of a better term, Jeff, becoming successful. Because I do give myself credit. You know, I don't do that enough. I do give myself credit. I do understand that what I'm doing at this age is very impressive, and I appreciate it. You know, all the gratitude that people give me. I have so much for y'all, but there's still so much more to do, man. This is just like breaking the ice for me, you know. So I don't really, but stay strong, y'all. Stay strong and stay consistent. Stay consistent. That's really what it comes down to. I've had moments where I'm not as consistent, and I've seen the impact it has on my business. And then I've had moments where I'm consistent and I've seen the impact. Okay, so yeah, make sure it's what you love. Understand sacrifice and consistency is key. That's it, man.
Perfect. Again, I want to thank you for just taking the time out and doing this pod with me. This means a lot to me, and you guys are gonna hear me say it a lot throughout the podcast and every episode that I record. But this one specifically, again, Pacheco was one of my first friends in high school, and I really wish we would have finished our high school experience.
Yeah, me too, man.
But ever since I've known him, he's always been a go-getter, and everything that he's wanted to do, he's been able to accomplish it, and I'm super excited to see the things that he has in store. I'm one of your biggest supporters, even if we're not talking all the time. You don't live too far away from me. You actually go to the gym that I used to go to.
Oh, for real?
I miss that gym so much.
Oh, man, you got locked in, man. Come on. I was just there today. I was just there today.
But I am from the bottom of my heart. I'm so proud of you for everything that you're doing, everything that you still got going on, and the best is yet to come, bro. So thank you again for doing this. I appreciate you. I love you, my guy.
Absolutely, man. Love you too, brother. Thank you, and you know, best of luck to you. And you know, where I go, you go, bro.
That's
you know,
all we got, bro.
Let's get it.
All we got.
Holla, man. I appreciate y'all. Do you mind if I say some handles?
Of course, give them all your socials, everything.
Alrighty, cool, guys. So once again, like he said earlier, my name is Joshua Pacheco, but most people do know me as Chec. You can follow me on my personal Instagram at YoChecit, YoChecit, and you can follow the haircut journey and all of the transformations that I'll be doing for the rest of my life on the barber page at studio_Chec. All right, that's CHEC, guys. There's no K at the end of my name. And if you're interested in some house music, please feel free to DM me on any one of those Instagram profiles, and I will gladly send you my SoundCloud and we could jam out together. All right, so that's about it, man. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Oh, actually, really quick.
Go ahead.
For those who do want a haircut, I'm going to create a promo code right now off the strength of my brother here.
Let's get it.
Jeff, 15% off of your first haircut with me. It will be only of use for one time for each client. So I'm going to send him the link. I'm on Get Squire. And at checkout, you can put Jeff, or if you choose to pay in person, I'll check you out and apply the discount code right there. 15% off your first service, y'all.
Excellent. Thank you for doing that. We're going to leave all his contact information, everything on the YouTube page, on the Spotify page. So make sure you be on the lookout for it. Thank y'all again for joining us for It's Time for a Convo Pod. We'll see y'all on the next episode.
Let's get it. Holla. What's going on, guys? I am the founder and master barber of Studio Chec. I go by the name of Chec, and let me give you guys a quick tour. So first off, I'm located in the Riverdale area of the Bronx, New York on West 231st. Address is actually 171 West 231st Street. Okay, I'm located in the Phoenix Salon Suites Riverdale location, guys, Suite 102. So upon walk-in, you will be offered a complimentary but optional drink of your choice. We do have some top shelf there. We have some nice glassware, as well as some liquor on the bottom. We'll provide you with some beverages, cold or room temp. As you can see, if we open here, we have beer, poppy soda, and some water. Okay, in this corner, this is gonna be, we do still have some editing to do here. We've only been here 3 weeks, but this is gonna be the get ready corner. Once you get your haircut, you can check yourself out, take some photographs. If you do come with a guest or you do wait for a little bit, we have this comfortable faux leather chair from Ashley there. Now on the wall, we have some shelving, some products that I sell. We have some artwork from local artists that I do know. Over here in this corner, we have the towel warmer. So this is where your nice hot towel will be placed during your haircut before you get the shaving service completed. We will wash your hair before every single service here at this beautiful sink. Now we come over here to my favorite part of the barbershop, my station. Now this station is from a brand called John Barber & Sons that is headquartered out in Germany. So this beautiful trolley was shipped to me from Germany. It comes with a full UV disinfectant light where I can place my tools so that way they can be disinfected thoroughly working properly to the power of UV. Now up here, we have my tools of the trade. We got the full Babyliss Low Pro FX collection here. We have the foil shaver, the clipper, and the trimmer. We have a Feather SS razor holder from the brand Feather. If you don't know who that is, look it up. Okay. And then we have a set of 4 beautiful Hattori Hanzo shears that I use pretty much on all my clients, as well as my airbrush gun, so clients can receive enhancements if that is what they desire. And if you go to your right a little bit, you have the station and this beautiful camel chair that you will be enjoying every single servicing, guys. And after that, feel free to take any photos. If you want to record content in here, the shop is open for that. And once you're done, you can make a right, take 5 steps, and you're back at the front door, guys. And thank you for coming in, and hope to see you guys soon. And once again, if you book with me and you use the promo code Jeff, you will receive 15% off of your first service here at Studio Chec. All right, so also don't forget to take a card there, okay? Holla.